Hi everyone, I'm John C. Morley, the host of the JMOR Tech Talk Show and Inspirations for Your Life. Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to the JMOR Tech Talk Show. And by the way, Happy New Year. This is our first show for January 2023. It's great to be with you. My co-host Marcus should be joining us. We're hoping either later this month or early next month. So we'll keep you tuned to that. Definitely, we do miss him and always his great commentary. We're always a great team. So we got a lot to share with you. First of all, I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. I hope that you've embraced the time with your family and had a chance to put technology down for a little while because it's a great time to unplug. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, what have you. Let's get into our topics because we got a lot. How many of you guys like Bed Bath & Beyond? Well, Bed Bath & Beyond, unfortunately, this is a shocker to me. Was starting to crash, as you know, just the other day. And the company warned that it was running low on cash and was considering bankruptcy. So, citing the worse than expected third quarter, the retailer said it may not have enough money to cover key expenses in coming months. The CEO, Sue Grove, said Bed Bath results were being hampered by reduced credit limits, which have prevented the heavily indebted company from adequately stocking its shelves. So, is Bed Bath going out of business? I guess that's really the question you guys want to know. And well, Bed Bath & Beyond has announced that they're going to be closing. It was actually in September. They were closing 150 stores. So, we saw the writing on the wall, but I mean, are they going out of business? I don't know if they're going out of business. I think they're trying to, I'm going to say consolidate a little bit, but they're having a lot of challenges. If you're in California, you're going to see a lot fewer Bed Bath & Beyond stores in 2023. And according to the list of closing stores, California will lose 8 locations, including those in Lakewood, Larkspur, Palmdale, San Leandro, Redding, Burbank, Santee, and Marina. So I think they're trying to scale down. And if you are in New Jersey, you probably already know that Bed Bath & Beyond had closed already in Flanders, the Mount Olive Township store, Route 9 in South Manalapan, and East Ridgewood Ave in Paramus. So it's really, I guess, a struggle for them. But is Bed Bath & Beyond going to file for bankruptcy? It's saying right now that they're preparing to file for bankruptcy within a few weeks. So they're preparing. They haven't done it yet, but it says that they're preparing. And this is according to the Wall Street Journal. The retailer is in the early stages of planning for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing, and discussions could extend into February. But Bed Bath & Beyond warned earlier that they are running out of money to be able to pay their bills. I think what it's going to come down to is, trying to figure out what is it people want, maybe making a smaller store, maybe not being so much, maybe not getting into all the clothing areas, maybe just kind of, covering some essentials that people need. But we're going to have to see because I know that a lot of people like this store. And like I said, we knew they were having trouble back in December. Um, they were having serious troubles trying to restructure their balance sheets. And less than a half of the 150 million ATM deal to sell additional shares to raise cash had been completed as of December 5th, and they still were in challenge. The restructuring, obviously caused massive shareholder dilution, and many people have serious doubts that BBBY can stay out of bankruptcy court. I don't know. A store like this is great, but everyone is looking for the lowest price. And when you got stores like Amazon and other stores, and then you got dollar stores, it makes it hard for these stores to compete. But I think the biggest reason is that Bed Bath and Beyond, there's two things I have to say about them. One, customer service has really gone downhill. The other thing is that their prices, they're not as good as they used to be. But I think it comes down to a big factor, which is that they're trying to be too many things to too many people. Only time's going to tell, but we will keep you in the loop about that. But it does look like, yes, Bed Bath & Beyond files for bankruptcy as they're getting ready in the next couple weeks to get that paperwork sent off to court. So we'll see what's going to happen. Well, if you fly on Delta, T-Mobile and Delta are rolling out free Wi-Fi to their Mileage Plus users. So this is going to be interesting. Delta Airlines rolling out free Wi-Fi on most of its planes, and this will be happening beginning February 1st of 2023. Yes, it's going to be free, fast, and this should be interesting. Now, the Delta CEO, Ed Bastian, said Thursday at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and I quote, "It's going to be free, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be available for everyone." But yet I've heard some speculation saying it's only for mileage members. Is that a mistake? I don't know. Passengers will need to be a member of its free Sky Miles loyalty program to access the onboarding. Okay, so they get it. They just have to sign up for the free Sky Miles loyalty program. Customers who aren't members will have to still pay a flat fee of $10. Okay. So more than 500 of the Delta domestic narrow body planes serving the airlines and most of the routes will be ready for free Wi-Fi at launch. And the company said, and I quote, "Wide body international and smaller regional jets will be coming online by the end of 2024. Customers will know if their flight has free Wi-Fi by a decal noting it near the boarding door, and they can also connect mobile devices at one time." The announcement just made this past week at the Consumer Electronics Show is that several years in the making is that Bastian said in 2018, I quote, that offering free Wi-Fi access its fleet was a priority, but needed time to improve the technology so passengers wouldn't have to struggle with sluggish speeds. Delta currently charges nearly $50 per month for Wi-Fi on its flights within North America and $70 on international flights. And it's been testing free Wi-Fi over the past several years and made messaging free in 2017. Now, we all know that United is one of their competitors. So my question is, this is a big question, will United offer free Wi-Fi? Well, not yet. I think, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And I think as it comes closer to other planes having it, United's going to have to jump on board. I mean, it's not like they can say, well, gee, we're not giving it. And the thing is, they make a lot of money on, the Wi-Fi. Yes, there's a lot of things. But if you think about the plane, like, so how many passengers is on, let's say, an Airbus. I think it's like an Airbus 360. So an Airbus 360, there's a 360 and there's also they have the 380 now. So let's presume we're talking about the 380. Let's assume that we're jumping up the line, and let's assume that they don't have the mileage plan, so they can actually save and to be $8. So we got $12, ladies and gentlemen, times 525 passengers. Okay, that's $6,300. But let's assume that out of 525 people, maybe only half of the people, which I think is pretty low, get it. And so that would mean that 3,150. Now, the question you're probably asking is, how much does the Wi-Fi install cost on a plane? Well, some people have the $7, the 19, the 49.69, but how much does it cost to install? I'm gonna say the Wi-Fi equipment, not the service, right? And you know, I know we're not talking a couple $100. I would say, just to give you a ballpark, we're talking about 200,000 to $300,000. So, with that in mind, um, let's presume what I just gave you, and let's take the low number to the 200,000, and let's divide that. That means that on, let's say, like I said, 500, and let's just say it was a 525 passenger plane. Divide that by 2, you're going to get 262.50. You're going to multiply that times, let's say that half of those people, let's just say, devil's advocate, that they all have miles plus. So that's $2,100. So $2,100, okay, divided into 200,000, that's going to take some time. And I think, knowing that it's going to take them 95 trips. Okay. So the question you might be saying, John, is how many, let's say, how many, let's say, trips does an airline do per day? How many? So average airlines do what? A typical day for a pilot is 6 to 13 hours, but how many flights is what I want to ask. How many flights does an airline run on one plane per day? Because that's really what we're talking about, one plane. So if it's a long haul flight, we're talking about 2. Maybe they're going to get 3. So with those kind of numbers, okay, let's just say the plane flies every single day for 30 days, okay? It's going to take that plane over a month to get its revenue back. Okay, a month and let's say a week. So, and this is figuring on the fact that everybody has, mileage plus. So that means that the rest of the year, let's assume that that's going to be, let's say it's only 10 months. Let's say it was 2 months ballpark. That means the airline is pulling in $21,000 a year. Do you think they're going to want to give that away? I think what's going to happen is we're going to see that price being built into the airline ticket. It should have already happened now. And if they do that, then they can easily absorb the cost of the equipment, which is what I think should happen. And when the cost of the equipment gets covered, then they can lower it, but they're probably always going to keep upgrading. So let's just say they tacked on a tariff, so it's $8, but maybe $8 is a lot in the ticket. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they're going to tack on $5 a ticket. They probably can do that. Let's say it's a round trip, right? But let's say $5 a ticket. $5 a ticket times 585 passengers. That means they're going to get $3,000, whether they use Wi-Fi or not, and they're going to have that paid off, ladies and gentlemen, very, very quickly. Because I already told you that if they do roughly 3 flights a day, okay, and then you do that times 4 weeks, it's going to add up. And I think the biggest thing, so let's just say they took the $5. They take the $5 and you multiply that times, let's just say the whole plane's not full. Let's say 525 people, okay? And we're going to take that and we are going to times that times 3, assuming they can get 3 flights a day. Times that plane's going to fly 7 days a week, okay? And we're going to fly 4 weeks in the month. That means that out of that, ladies and gentlemen, that plane is going to net $20,000, $500 profit. Even if they decided to add $2 or $3, they still would be making money. See what I'm saying? So I don't think they really should charge anybody for Wi-Fi because they should just push it into the ticket price. And if they're a little bit more, how could I say, forgiving, and they said, hey, you know what? We don't want to rip the people off. We don't want to go crazy. We just want to charge $3, which is like a convenience fee, right? So if you charge $3 times everybody's ticket and you do $5.25. Now, I'm saying to do it per ticket. So if you've got 520, I'm talking about per trip, not per per each way, not for the whole round trip. So that's $15.75. So you take that times 3 trips a day times roughly, we're going to say 7 days a week, and you're going to multiply that times 4. Okay, you're 132,000. So if you do that over again, let's say you do it times 2, they're easily going to make their money back. So don't be foolish, United. Don't be foolish, Delta. I think what you guys are doing is great that you're giving it away for free. And I think that United should do the same. I think anyone who doesn't give away free Wi-Fi is going to have a problem. Just build it into the ticket price. Make it a convenience fee. We all know that they added a convenience fee for after 9/11. They added a security processing fee, right? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there, but I am happy to hear that Delta's rolling that out. So make sure you do enroll in the Delta air mileage program so that you can get the free Wi-Fi, which will start in February. All right. Well, Twitter's been having challenges with Elon and people leaving the company and all kinds of stuff. Twitter may have challenges from bad actors now, ladies and gentlemen. What the heck is this all about? So hackers have been posting email addresses linked to close to 200 million Twitter accounts. Security researchers have said this. And the email addresses are now being circulated under the underground in hacker forums. And this data leak could expose real-life identities of anonymous Twitter users and make it easier for criminals to hijack Twitter accounts, even victims' accounts on other websites. So the leaked records also include Twitter usernames, account handles, follower numbers, and the dates the accounts were created. And this is all according to the security researchers, courtesy of CNN. Quote unquote, bad actors have won the jackpot, close quote, said Rafi Mendelsohn, a spokesperson for Cybra, a social media analysis firm focused on identifying disinformation and inauthentic online behavior. But I have to say, with all these people making these accusations, a lot of them are doing this to scare you. So I'm not 100% convinced because I don't trust all these people. I'm sorry, I just don't. And I feel that they're trying to instill the fear in you. I really do, because they're trying to charge you for their services. There was another researcher, Troy Hunt, who was a security researcher, said this past Thursday that his analysis of the data, and I quote, found 200,524,284 unique email addresses, close quote, that had been leaked. According to the Washington Post, earlier reported the forum listing promoting the data of 235 million accounts. My question to everyone is, because I know even getting followers on Twitter, it's a lot harder. I just feel like it's not like Instagram, it's not like TikTok. You just don't have a lot of loyal people there. So I think something really has to happen with Twitter. I don't know. I'm concerned about it. We'll have to see. And Samsung, recall, has a fix for many of their washers being recalled due to a software update that needs to be installed. So some of the Samsung appliances had been found to have a probable risk for a fire. So they're having consumers update them via either Wi-Fi or a special device that they can plug into the machine itself. Um, and that's a big, big issue. This allows people to basically control their washing machine through their smart devices and their Wi-Fi. So it's going to be interesting. And I want to quote, according to Samsung, your wash machine should automatically download the update via its Smart Things app if you already have it set up and connected to Wi-Fi. It is, however, advising consumers to check what software version their machines are running and to immediately download the software update before using the machine again. If it isn't already installed, people who haven't connected their Wi-Fi enabled devices can do so by following the company's instructions. Close quote. But you know what they really don't tell us? They don't give us all the details. Now, Samsung says the issue is that the control panel of around 14 models sold in the US was between June 2021 and December 2022. And it could potentially overheat, causing it, ladies and gentlemen, to smoke, melt, or even catch on fire. There are close to 663,500 units affected, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission and the regulator that deals with the recalls. So the CPSC, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, notes 51 reports of smoking, melting, overheating, or fire involving the washers. Now, 10 of which resulted in property damage. 3 people were also apparently injured due to smoke inhalation. But, washing machine recalls, we heard, are not that unusual. Whirlpool and GE have been recalling units due to fire concerns, and Samsung famously settled a class action lawsuit over some machines that would vibrate excessively, potentially come apart while doing so. The CPSC described impact injuries. So what they don't tell us is, why does the Samsung washer catch on fire? Well, they're claiming that they could short circuit. And my question is, why didn't these go through a proper Q&A? I'll tell you why. Because they were too zealous to get these to the market to make money and not care about the American people or the consumers. I mean, that's it. It should have been testing. Why were the Teslas released when people are nearly trying to smash the window to get out to save their life because they can't get out of the vehicle because their e-tainment system is suddenly smoking because the fan doesn't kick on? I think there needs to be more scrutiny before a product can be released to the market. I really do. I'm seeing this with electronic devices, and you wouldn't think it, but you have to realize that electronics can overheat if they don't have the proper airflow and ventilation. So, why is it then that a washing machine or a home appliance is like getting off the lift so easy? And they're just attributing to, well, it's a issue, it's a minor issue. It's just a minor update. So that tells me that it's an issue with the design. That's what it's telling me. And the manufacturers, they apologize profusely, but at the end of the day, these products should have never been placed on the market. I mean, Doesn't take a genius to tell you that. So I think we need to be careful when a new product comes out, if it hasn't been tested, to not get that product. This just has me so in a dizzy because they know the product has challenges, right? And when it has a challenge, they really don't put the time and energy to figure it out. Like this got pushed to the drawing board and to the sales floor much faster than it should have been. So, Samsung, I'm happy doing the recall, but I've kind of lost my respect for you as a manufacturer. Now, Whirlpool has, had some issues too. Um, I mean, they're all not great, but I just feel that the manufacturers, they just don't care. All they want to do is stay out of a lawsuit and out of liability. But when push comes to shove, they just want to make money. That's all they want to do. And something that's so vital as a washing machine or a dryer, do you think you could spend a little more time to make sure it actually works? I mean, we don't hear issues like this with Thermador. We don't have issues like this with Bosch and Bosch dishwashers. Why? Because they're more money? Because they're German engineered? No, because the company actually has a work ethic that means it will not hit the floor until they've done thorough testing. Same thing with Dyson. Dyson will not release a product if they feel that there's even a slight chance something could go wrong. So I got to say, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, Samsung, for releasing that, because I believe that what you have done is absolutely, when I say absolutely, it's terrible. It is absolutely, absolutely terrible. So, in other news, there is an Apple class action lawsuits. As you know, they were giving users 2 months now to claim $395 due to the butterfly issue. What the heck is the butterfly issue? So Apple has agreed to a $50 million settlement for MacBook owners that had to replace their keyboards or individual issues. If you bought the Apple MacBook with the wonderful butterfly keyboard and had to replace it either because of the individual keycaps or whole keyboard, you could be eligible to claim part of the $50 million settlement reached after the class action lawsuit. And the law firmly handles the settlement, has been emailing class members since mid-December. Interesting. If you're wondering how to submit a claim, it's really easy. You can just go to keyboardsettlement.com website. That's KEYBOARDSETTLEMENT.com website. Keyboardsettlement.website. Which will say that the settlement class includes all persons and entities in the United States who purchased a butterfly-equipped MacBook, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro between 2015 and 2019. But ladies and gentlemen, do hurry because you only have 2 months remaining to get that. And this is airing in January. So you do want to make sure that you are getting in on that very, very soon. I'd hate to see you guys miss out on that. Now, eventually, Apple will ditch the keyboard in 2020, as they had said. Plenty of customers had to get individual keys, which was their original premonition. The MacBook keyboard replaced in the affected models, and multiple lawsuits were filed over the issues, and the class action lawsuit was certified in 2021. So I think, again, these companies are rushing to the market too quickly. And when they rush too quickly, they're offering an inferior product. I think that's a very, very big problem for a lot of these companies. They don't understand what technology is. And I want to share something with you guys because I think it's really important. I actually just wrote an article about it, and it was actually something really pretty cool. How many of you out there are familiar with the Apple AirTag? Well, Apple AirTags have been being used have been used illegally to, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think they've been used for? Used for something pretty bad. I'll tell you what that is: to stalk people. If you want to read more on the article, you can go to believemeachieve.com and check out all my great stuff. But you'll see John's weekly articles. The article that you're going to want to click on, the headline, in case you're just wondering, what it is, so you can find it. You're going to want to click on the one that's called "Technology Being Used to Stalk." And there's a picture of Europe there. There's a picture of the Apple AirTag. And it starts out just like this: technology, as I said before, is not good or bad, but how people use it makes it so. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, that these AirTag devices by Apple could be used in a stalking situation. Let me share how this happens. So you have your phone. First thing, you want to make sure you have at least the 16 point X latest update. That's number one. So let's say that a bad actor is near you and he has an AirTag, and he places that AirTag on your person, in your bag, what have you. If you have the latest updates, once that tag has been separated from its owner for a short period of time, it will start to emit a beep. Okay. Your iPhone will also get an alert letting you know that there is an basically unidentified AirTag that has been separated from its owner and that it's currently traveling with you. So there's a couple things you can do. First of all, if it's a book that you borrowed from somebody, like a MacBook or somebody's keys, okay, that makes sense. And now you know what it is. But if that's not the case, and something was just stuck in your bag or somewhere, then you need to take some steps. And that would be to locate the AirTag and to disable. So you might say to me, John, how do you disable an Apple AirTag? It's really, really simple. So you can actually find the AirTag, and you'll push down and twist counterclockwise, not clockwise, counterclockwise on the back of the AirTag. Take the cover off, remove the battery. And once you remove the battery, the location of the device can no longer be traced or accessed. So, also important that you take a picture of the AirTag. Basically, you can just take a snapshot of that, and you can, if you're not taking the extra AirTag, you can. Apple will have basically a record of what that AirTag's been doing because it'll be uploaded. So the way an AirTag works, just so you know, is it uses all the millions of devices and other people's iPhones to communicate its whereabouts. It doesn't use satellites. It uses all the other iPhones, iPads, and other devices to report its whereabouts. And it's not a real time tracking, but it does update, pretty frequently. So you might be asking me, because everyone does ask me this question: how often does an AirTag update? So it depends on the whereabouts. If the device is in a crowded area with many smartphones, the location may be refreshed every 60 to 120 seconds. If not, it could be a few minutes. So the AirTag is interesting because the last seen message means the AirTag, don't actively broadcast the location directly to your phone. Their specific whereabouts are only updated when another device using the Find My Network pass is within proximity of them. That's how it works. So, unfortunately, there's no intuitive way to update an AirTag. Apple says, and I quote, that the item tracker is automatically updated when it's in range of the iPhone. So you have to log into that application as I was sharing with you. You'll just tap the items at the bottom of the screen, then tap the item you want to locate. If the item can be located, it appears on the map so you can see where it is. Now, the location stamp will appear below the item's name, and the item's location is updated when it connects to the Find My network. So Apple does say that using these devices to track things that you don't own is completely illegal. Completely illegal. And so, and that means not just a device you don't own, it also means people. Also means people. So when we think about that, you might be saying, gee, I don't quite get it. Well, you're not allowed to track someone using an AirTag without their permission, and they're not designed for that. You could put them on boats, cars, so long as they belong to you. That's probably the most important thing. Apple will cooperate with any device that is used illegally. And all you need to do basically is report that to your local police. They'll get a subpoena to them and they will cooperate quickly, because the problem is many people were using AirTags in a manner that was not only unethical, illegal, but in a way that could possibly give someone fear for their life. That's never a good thing. So as we evolve into 2023, there are lots of changes that we're going to see. We'll talk about Windows 11, which those of you know that have been watching the show, about a month or two ago, I gave my blessing to start using Windows 11. It's a lot more stable. But, there are some nuances to where things can be found. Every day that you use technology is different, because technology keeps morphing, it keeps changing. And as that happens, the purposes, the reasons, and also the applications for what technology couldn't do can now be done. We're seeing technology that can even allow restaurants to have robots that are just mechanical arms now. So technology is not just used as a full-fledged robot. It's not just used in your iRoomba, your robot that cleans your floor. It's used in so many more things. And I think as consumers, business owners, developers, and a variety of different type of professionals, we have to be cognizant of the information we use and know when there's a potential of our information being leaked. Even though it doesn't seem like it's a breach, we all know that we can't trust those big companies that start with a G, start with an F, okay? Start with an I, right? You know who I'm all talking with, the L, because we don't know what they're doing. We know that a lot of these companies exist because they want to sell your data. And although that's not what they say, their big game, ladies and gentlemen, is your money. And if they can figure out a way to use your data to make more money, and even though it's going to potentially harm or give information about you that shouldn't be disclosed, they're going to do it. In 2023, we have a lot of guests that are in the vetting stage right now. We have a brand new online application system that allows you to apply to be on the show at jmor.com, clicking on there's a little button at the top right, and you'll see a little icon there, and the button basically says reach out today, and then you'll see a thing that says talk show guest. You click on that and you fill out the profile information, and it will ask you to fill everything out. If you decide that you're not going to fill it out, well, we won't even consider your application. Remember that when you apply to be a guest on the JMOR Tech Talk Show, you are coming on our show, and we are under the premise that you want to provide value to other people. It's not here to sell your product or your services. It's here to educate people, get them knowledgeable about something, maybe help them make a decision. But in no way, shape, or form is it to say, hey, I do this or I do that, and you should buy this from me. No, that's not what it's about. It's about understanding. It's about making connections to things that exist and things that are in development. So as we traverse through 2023 together, I want you to know what information you're choosing to share. Make sure you're using two-factor authentication with any site that has it, especially when it has secure information like personal health information or just PI, personal information. And you might say, gee, John, why do I need two-factor even on like a social media? Well, if you have two-factor, you've now just mitigated the chances that someone else is going to get in, compromise your account, maybe take over your page, exploit it, post content that might not be considered too good in other people's eyes, and could give you a very bad reputation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been an amazing privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you this fantastic first Friday of January. I can't tell you how amazing it is. Happy, healthy, abundant New Year to you, your friends, your loved ones, and your associates. And I hope it's the best year ever for you, where all your dreams and more will definitely come true. Also, check out my brand new show that's been on the air just a few weeks. You can go to Believe Me Achieve to learn more. But on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm on from 6:30 to 7. That's Eastern time. And Tuesday and Thursdays, I'm on from 4:30 to 5:30. And it's called IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life, Drive Time Live Radio Talk Show. Really great being with you. And remember, feel free to watch these shows as much as you'd like because there's so much in them. Check out all my other great content at believemeachieve.com. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm actually going to see you guys. I'm going to see you guys next week, which is January 13th. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. And remember, everyone, technology is neither good nor bad. It's a tool. And how we choose to apply it is what makes it so. Have yourself a great rest of your evening and a wonderful weekend.